My kitchen knife's broke, so let's fix it. So the first thing we got to do is get these pins out of here. Uh, these were actually pins. They look like weird screw things that screwed into each other, but with no screw head. So no idea how they did that in the manufacturing process, but either way, this cheap plastic handle needs to come off. And the way they've drilled loads of holes into the handle of the knife, it looks pretty weird, and I don't know why they've done it. Maybe to make the knife lighter. Not a clue, and it was covered in some weird residue. I'm assuming from the dishwasher, things getting stuck in there. But we cleaned it all off with a bit of sandpaper, and now we are going to get a piece of oak. As you can see, it's a very nice piece, a little offcut from something I was doing ages ago. And we're just going to go ahead and trace out the handle mark, just so we know how much to take off on the table saw. I'm going to come back later with a belt sander and shape this handle. So we're just going to get the block out for now, cut it into two little scales. We're going to go ahead and measure how thick the existing scales are, because we want the ergonomics of this knife to stay the same. We don't want it to change much. We still want the nice handle feel. So there we go. So as you can see there, it's roughly sitting at about 6 millimeters. So we're just going to go ahead and scribe that on there. We'll set our fence on there as well. I don't know why I bothered to come back and put the pencil line in, because I did just use the calipers to set my table to 6 millimeters. So didn't really need to draw a line on it, but did it anyway. So we'll cut one side, flip it over, do it the other side, so we know each scale is going to be 6 millimeters. I'm going to get a cross cut sled, get out there and just cut them two off all in one piece. There we go, nice and easy. Got two fresh scales to work with. All we need to do now is chisel the ends off, drill the hole in, and we can put it on the blade and actually go ahead about shaping this. Drilling these didn't go very well. I didn't have them packed together or anything. I was holding them together, and it moved a little bit, so I ended up just drilling one and then using that one as a guide for the other one, so it somewhat lined up a bit better, because it was moving around all over the place before, and I want these two scales to line up as best as possible so the grain matches on either side. So I've just used two drill bits to keep the scales aligned while I go ahead and chisel the end, because I'm not going to be able to reach this part once it's on the actual knife. So chiseled it off, sanded it so it's nice and smooth, and all we're going to do after this is put these little pins in and glue this to the knife. And I'm not going to lie, I used a bit of super glue instead of using epoxy, because I didn't want to wait. And these rivets, they're going to hold the actual knife in anyway. And super glue, it should be all right in the dishwasher and all this. So I think it will be good enough. If you are going to do this, though, I'd probably use epoxy. I just didn't want to wait a day. I wanted to get this done today, so I used a lot of super glue. Made these pins a little bit too tall as well, so I had to come back with a file to get them down a bit. And this is the first time I've actually implemented any sort of dust collection, and it makes a world of difference. I'm going to be using dust collection a lot more often now. I was just a bit worried because my uh, Hoover uses quite a lot of electricity, and I'm working out of one plug socket in the whole shed, so I was a bit worried about tripping the breaker. But it doesn't seem to trip the breaker. I mean, this is only a hand sand, a belt. Speak properly, Travis. Oh my god, this is only a belt sander, so it's not going to use that much electricity. But it's not blowing the breaker, and there wasn't loads of dust in the air, which is perfect because I have actually broke my mask. The strings on the back of it have snapped, so I need to go to the shop, find a similar sort of elastic string that I can put on the back and hold it close to my face. But either way, we got it all sanded, and because I'm not that good with a belt sander, I roughed it in with the belt sander, and I came back with a bit of hand sanding and sanded it all the way up to 300 grit, so it was a nice fit in my hand. Then after we got everything sanded, I managed to get my hard wax oil. I'm not 100% sure if this is food safe, but to be honest, this isn't going to be touching any food. It's the handle. It's going to be touching my hand. I was thinking about putting some lacquer on it, but I don't think I have any marine lacquer that wouldn't flake off in the dishwasher and stuff. And I'm pretty sure this hard wax oil, once it touches any soap, it will probably strip it back as well. But I'm just going to try it and see how it goes and what it's like. I was tempted to just cover the whole handle in super glue and stabilize it that way, but I wanted the raw wood feel, so I went with the hard wax oil. Right, so we got rid of this stupid plastic handle that broke off and snapped, and we've replaced it with a nice oak handle. Now, I messed up on the pins a bit here. I cut them a little bit too long, and yeah, instead of mushrooming over, some of them bent a little bit. Still managed to get them to mushroom over, and the handle's on there nice and solid. But doesn't look so good on this side. Looks great on this side. So this is going to be the thumbnail side, obviously. You know, make it look like I'm a better woodworker. But anyway, we've got the oak handle on there. We've got it all nice and stained. It's nice and smooth. Off camera, I spent about half an hour just hand sanding it up to 320 grit. 320, 320, 320, 320, 320 grit. Anyway, so what we're going to do now, because this knife, you know, it is, I shouldn't be able to do that with my finger. It's dull as hell. The majority of my mother's kitchen knives are dull, but this one we're going to sharpen nice and sharp for her. So I have a 1000 grit diamond stone. We'll just hop on and see how sharp we can get this. This is the only stone I have, so we won't be able to go further up than that. But we'll do our best to create an apex, take the burr off, and see how sharp we can get this. Hopefully we can at least do some slices of paper, so let's go on to sharpening it. Now, I have no skills when it comes to sharpening knives. I've only just really learned how to sharpen a knife properly, and that's basically just stiffen up your wrists, make sure you're keeping a consistent angle, and use less of your arms to go back and forward, and try use your hips to keep the bevel as consistent as possible, because the way you get a really sharp knife is just consistency, but I'm not a very good knife sharpener. Right, so for some reason I can't get this knife as sharp as I want it to be, but I'll show you how sharp it is now. It will do for in the kitchen. It'll cut things perfectly fine. I don't know if it's the type of steel or what it is. It was a very cheap knife, which is why it was broken in the first place. But I'll show you how sharp it is, and yeah. As you can see, it's not razor sharp, but it's sharp enough to cut your average stuff in the kitchen. Like, I mean, you could cut things with a ruler in the kitchen, really. You don't really need a really sharp knife. It's safer to have a really sharp knife, but for some reason, I just can't get this thing to come out razor sharp. So, yeah, that's unfortunate. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is going to be a new little series I'm going to be doing. You know, let's fix it. If something breaks around the house, I'm going to fix it. But yeah, I thought we'd start off with a nice little broken kitchen knife that my mum's been asking me to fix for a while, and I've only just got around to it. But it's done now, so that'll keep it quite nice and quiet. So yeah, whenever one of my tools breaks, we'll go ahead and fix it. If anything in the house breaks, we'll go ahead and fix it, and I'll bring you along for the journey. So if anything of yours breaks, you have a somewhat decent idea on how to go about fixing it. But that's going to be the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the new look at this knife. I think it looks a lot better. Feels a lot better as well. Nice smooth oak handle. It's got a nice weight to it too at the back end. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope to see you in the next one. Subscribe, like, comment, and see you in the next one.